What is up, guys? I'm back again. Today we'll be replacing the ignition cylinder and also a new ignition tumbler inside the old Tahoe. So I need a set of keys only because it feels kind of like I'm stealing it every time I try to turn it on with a set of pliers, and it's kind of irritating. So we got the ignition keys, also the ignition and ignition tumbler. Also have the door locks and the barn door locks. So I got all the locks. It's all a matching set to one set of keys, but we're replacing all of those. I'm only going to be doing the ignition today because I will be replacing the barn doors, but this process is the same for 95 through 2000 Tahoe, Suburban, C1500, 2500, 3500, anything in between those years. This process is exactly the same. So let's quit wasting time, guys. Let's get to it. Okay, guys, so you need a steering wheel puller because we're gonna have to take off the steering wheel in order to access the actual key cylinder. So just make sure, I think these will fit. Let's see if this will work. Okay, and then we're gonna grab this guy here. It's gonna go in the center. Before we grab that, this guy goes in the center. I'm just gonna ratchet this until it starts popping off. Okay, guys, just make sure the steering wheel is straight. Alright, and this is done. We can set that down, and then our steering wheel should just wiggle off. Just remember, it's straight on. Alright, so steering wheel's off. I'll set that down. And then we have, if you can see in here, you have two little a locking ring. So I don't use these too much, but they do come in handy. They're snap ring pliers. So you got a tiny snap ring in here. Let's see if I got it. I think I did. Very tiny. Put those down. Put that in a safe spot. And then this is your the horn and the signal for the ABS. This just slides right off, hopefully. All right, guys, this will just slide right off. You can let it hang there. And then we have a few more things to remove. So you have this little like washer, so we'll set that down with the other one. And then it's hard to see, but there's another locking ring in there. Okay, guys, I was able to get this ring off. It's kind of a pain in the butt. You just got to use some picks and a few different tools, but that's a little locking ring. So we'll put that with the other ones. Then this will come right off. We'll just set it there for the meanwhile. Same thing with this. It actually has a little hole for it. Set that aside. And then we have a series of screws. These are T25 torque spit screws. Okay, you have 1, 2, and then you have one back here. I don't think we can see it too well, but there is one back in there. It's all the way in the back. Alright. I'll take these out. And the reason we're replacing this is so the truck won't look like it's stolen. And we'll actually have a key for it, because right now there is no key. Sorry about the noise, it's very windy today, as you can tell. We have 2 ignition screws. This is the ignition switch itself, which I'll show you how to take that out. Okay guys, you're gonna need some reverse Torx bits. These I got from Harbor Freight. It's the smallest one. What is this? It's an E4. So take out the ignition switch. There's just 2 bolts on it. There's one here. And there's one in the back. Alright, put those aside. Your switch should wiggle out. Alright, switch is out. And then one last thing. So we have one more little wire here. So I'll just push it out with my pick. Pliers. There it goes. So the whole ignition assembly is out, and the reason why I wanted to change it is because of this hole here. That's where you actually can push the cylinder out. If you look at this one, this is the one I picked up. That hole's much smaller. So that's going to work a whole lot better. Well, for theft purposes anyway. So we're going to reassemble this whole switch again. Same thing, just how we took it off, but these are pretty much identical. Same exact thing, except for the tumbler isn't stripped out. And then this hole is still in good shape. So we're going to put this back in. Okay guys, now we got our new tumbler, or new to me tumbler. So we're gonna assemble this outside. It's much easier that way. So this is a new key, obviously, and then we're gonna just put it in, and it's locked there. That's accessory. So we're just gonna put it in a locked position. Okay guys, so this is the locked position, and that would be accessory. So we're gonna put it in the lock position, and then we're gonna try to install it. So the way this works, you have to push this lock pin, and we're gonna turn it, and that lock pin just went in. So now we could put up our bolts. So the one that goes in the very back, that one's a little bit hard to get to, but you can still get it. There it goes, screwed in. It's in. Now double check all these. Alright, that's tight. And these are all hand tight. Make sure you don't overdo it. tight. That's tight. And then this you could plug back in. And now we have a key. So we got to finish up the installation. This is our electronic ignition switch. Just try to finesse it in there. Be gentle with it. Okay guys, finally got the ring back in. Sorry I didn't get it on camera, but this thing is a pain in the butt because it's spring loaded, so you really got to use both hands, push on it, and get that ring to lock in. But that's all locked in place. This is on. You got your little wave plate spacer ring on there, and you can't mess up the alignment on this simply because it has a guide hole there, and that goes in there. So once that's in, snaps in place. And again, you're going to use some snap ring pliers. Alright guys, and something I did not go over is the actual airbag or the horn. Okay, so this is a little bit different design. There are two different designs on this, I believe. There's one that is a push to lock, which it's these tabs here. So you push these and they release just like so, and they lock into the steering wheel like now. It's back on the steering wheel. The way you get this out is you flip it around, and there's some push pins. So I'll show you real quick. This is one of them. So you push it in and pull out your bag. That releases one. That's two. That's three. And that's four. And that releases your bag. So just wanted to go over that because I know there's a little bit of confusion. There's also a different design that actually has like a wire through here, and it has slots on the back of the steering wheel, which you get a screwdriver and poke them, and it's the same concept. It releases the spring, so it releases the bag. But let's get this steering wheel back on. So pretty basic. Make sure your steering wheel is straight, obviously, and then pretty straightforward. And then we have our nut. All right guys, so after the steering wheel is straight, it's locked into place. It's a 21 mil nut, and the easiest way for me to get this on is my impact. So real quick, I'm gonna blast it on. There it is, nice and tight. And then we could put back our airbag. So all we're gonna do is clip it back in. So sometimes you have to poke it in the back. Just like I showed you the first time. Okay, heard that. That one locked in. That one's in. Alright, they're all in. So now we actually have a key for this. It doesn't look like it's stolen. Well, it still does, but at least we have an ignition key. That would be power on. The battery's disconnected, but that would be me turning it over. And then that's lock position. And then you got the accessory to go back. And these are just some GM keys. I also have the locks for all the doors, but I'll be replacing the doors, so there's no need to change those at this moment. So that'll be it for this one, guys. And this is the old Tumbler that we replaced. You can see it's pretty tore up, had no key, and it was pretty stripped out, and that's why I wanted to replace it. So that would be the key on. Let's see if I could release this. Yeah, it's all stripped out in there. This is all stripped out, so that's why I didn't want to use this same one and just rekey it. I just found it easier for me to get a replacement one from the junkyard. And this hole, you can see that the diameter of it, it's super worn out, like someone's been poking it to get the ignition out. So this is all stripped out, so this is trash. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think on the replacement. If you have any questions about replacing your ignition, make sure you leave me a comment below, and I'll get back to you with my answer. But yeah, guys, if you need to replace the ignition, that's the easiest way to do it. Alright guys, it's all done. As you saw in the video, we were successful today. I got a new set of keys for the Tahoe, so that worked out very well. So I actually have an ignition. I still need the outer shell for it. I'm going to be replacing the turn signal switch and some of the grommets that were around the steering column just to make it look a lot nicer. Also replacing the steering wheel, airbag, all that good stuff. But I walked through all the proper steps to do that. If you say you lost your own keys, want to rekey it for whatever reason, it's exactly the same. Some of the process change about I think it's 96 or 97, where you have a chip inside the key, where there's a little programming process that you have to do, because I did that on my 98 OBS. So it's a little bit different, but otherwise exactly the same. But yeah, guys, as always, make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe. Also, give me a thumbs up if you like what you saw today. And you can follow me on my Instagram at LowLifeYonkas. I do upload a lot of pictures before I get to upload anything to YouTube. So again, thank you guys for all the support. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys very shortly on the next one.